communications.
Do you like media?
Well, here at Rangai, we do both. Come and join our Communications and Media course. Let's go!
Boys. Hi everybody, good afternoon and welcome to the Gisborne Oval, as in Harold Everett Maud. And the ladies competition, which has been so exciting in the previous 3 weeks, underway here. A late change in venue, so we're at the Oval today as opposed to Waikirikiri Park. Love to get over to the grand old Waikirikiri Park at some stage this season. Going to see some talent running today. Going to see some very capable youngsters. Keep an eye out for Odell Grant, member of this YMP team, the Stallions, who've played some good rugby themselves in this, the first month of competition, led by T. Williams. YMP, green and black uniform, and of course young Māori Party in for the first try of the day. Now, YMP Te Tairāwhiti contractors YMP, we should say, with the opening try referee there is Les Thomas, who's a veteran obviously, and brilliant that these guys here in Ray Noble get out here to referee these games on a Sunday afternoon. The ladies rugby, the people I've spoken to, they've loved every minute of it. The community sense is that it's brilliant and people look forward to it like anything. I'll tell you what they're talking about on Saturdays at the men's competition matches. They go up 7-0, so Te Tairāwhiti contractors YMP. We can't make excuses, guys. I've got to be honest with you about the names of these players. YMP, they're brilliant, but we don't have so many numbers on the backs of the shirts for YMP, so we'll do our best for you. We're going to describe them today. We've been given colours of different socks and shoes, so it's a start. Trish Hinner, Black Fern, out there at halfway with Les Thomas. Her knowledge and Les is comparable. Well, no, not really, but they are both very knowledgeable in their own way. Les is unhappy with the ball, so it seems it needs to be pumped up. I'm sorry, I must have missed something. They scored a try, YMP, and they converted the try. I wondered what he thought he was up to be honest, at the start, but we've settled, obviously, YMP restart. So some of these ladies, watch for Faye Hainga. She'll be wearing the red boots for YMP. T. Williams with the yellow. And Sailor, watch for Sailor. Black no socks is Unique Williams. YMP scored some stellar tries on opening day, the first day of the competition. We were here. Crowd was massive here that day. Something approaching 500. And these young ladies have got wheels, they certainly have. So this is going to be 12. Unfortunately, I think that's Calvin over there. He doesn't really have the choice of staying under there. He's got to move with the play. So that shall be 12. (12-0). It's a real union effort on a Sunday. It's fantastic to see all staff out here helping with the running of this competition. It's pretty special. Okay, the conversion doesn't happen. Les Thomas was out there yesterday, out there again. All of these people supporting rugby, and this is the big sport. That's well, the sleeping giantess, I suppose you could say, in New Zealand sporting landscape, women's rugby. To see girls now have a pathway to play from the very youngest, which is Ripper, I think that's the youngest Ripper, from the Ripper, right through secondary schools and now a club competition. There is somewhere for our female players to go. I'll tell you what, they know how to get there. I saw Bronya McMiniman, Atamangu, Rere Moana, Bartlett Tamatea, the Genesis, away in Auckland today. His son's birthday, I think that's a lovely touch. At the moment, 12-0, 2 tries, 1 conversion. Got to keep up with the scores here. Sometimes these scores can mount. Skillful team. Here's our Rere Moana, Bartlett Tamatea, capable basketball player, and runs well. What a great tackle. This ladies' rugby is for real. There's some tremendous tackling and running. And did you see the sheer joy emblazoned on the face of Rere Moana, Bartlett Tamatea, as she set sail down the sideline? That was brilliant. See her run with the ball and an excellent tackle to bring it to a halt. Bring it to a full stop. T to throw the ball into play. That was fantastic. Guys out there enjoying themselves. It's going to get bigger and bigger, women's rugby. You watch. Watch this space. We are the space. Here on Rangai, this Gillies Electrical rugby, this fantastic rugby. Some strong players with the ball in hand for this WAENGAPU team. Kamoya Miva is one. They've got pace, real pace. That's our Te Tairāwhiti. Got that last one away to Keanu Ria. WAENGAPU, pride in the line, that's called. Conceded 2 tries. Les Thomas in good position, as our referees always are. Right place at the right time. Make the call, as they used to say. And you know, the enthusiasm I was talking about in town during the week, people asking, how did this game go? Who scored a try? Who looks good in this competition? The interest is unreal. See the little lady sitting on the sideline, throwing a ball up and down. Can't wait to get out there when it's their turn. I think it's brilliant. Les Thomas. Trish Hinner. Fantastic, not just dual, triple international, maybe even 4 sports. Magnificent. Te Ao Clendon has shown her tremendous pace. I think she's grabbed the first, well, she grabbed a couple of tries. T. Williams to the sideline. So score at the moment 12-0. And it is worth saying that there's a special spirit associated with women's rugby. They play it keenly, quite ferociously at times. But it's a very active, real happening thing. Scrum has been fed. There's no pushing in the scrum, so it would seem. WAENGAPU going back to clean up the loose ball. They can run too with the ball in hand. They've scored some nice tries here in the previous 3 weeks. They've lost the ball forward. Quick whistle there from referee Les Thomas. Refereeing these games, it's so important, especially when dealing with these guys, that the tone is right, communication is clear, because certainly the ladies will pick you up. If you're incorrect, or if you as a referee don't have something sorted, then they will let you know. Because they do know there's some people out there that have played at a high level. There are other people there that are quite capable of ascending to a higher level. So YMP, scrum is fed. Here's Trish Hinner. Nice pass there by Hinner. Now Clendon again. That is very good quality rugby. Very simple, good passing, accurate passing. Setting a mighty high standard in this competition, YMP. Setting a very high standard indeed. So far we have 3 tries, 1 conversion. I love the reaction to the misconversion on the second shot. The head tossed back, shake of the head, 17-0. To be honest, I'm going to speak frankly, I think it's a lovely way to spend a Sunday. Watch these guys out here showing their skills. It's astounding. I have seen some players in the last month that are the equal of their male counterparts at any level around here. And that's what makes it so enjoyable. And frankly, to see prams and see grandparents is another special touch in women's rugby. Eye out for these players. Manaya Mart. Watch for Micah Pauro. Here's Tal Clendon again. That's a nice pass. Let him Moana Bartlett Tamatea holds the ball, throws a dummy. That's a dummy and a fend. A dummy, a fend got a push. And now she's been scragged. Oh, that's a good strong tackle. Waengapu Stallions. Some good tough tackling close to halfway. You talk about playing the game with a smile on your face. That's Lene Moana, Bartlett Tamatea, and here comes their fourth try for 22 points to 0. You know, the joy of life, that's what you see when Lene Moana touches the ball. She's just happy to be out there, running with the ball, passing the ball through the dummy, almost sold that dummy. Lot of fun. So 22 to 0. Now, the proper procedure here when the conversion is made is that the referee will blow his whistle and raise the arm. So, no blown whistle, no raised arm. They're going to kick it from the other side, and I think that's very sharp. I've seen that before at different levels of rugby. It saves time. It's all about saving time. I can't, well, the boys live well there, that's it. So 24-0. I haven't seen that done for a little while, to be honest, but it's not unheard of. We're always ready to embrace new things here in Poverty Bay Rugby. Even though, as I said, that's been around for a while. 24 points to 0, 4 tries, 4 very good tries. And these guys play the game at pace. They've got good skills. The skill level is excellent. And to be honest, in some ways simpler, which makes it, frankly, better to watch. See, good passing, good hands. I can't wait to see what Waengapu do when they get a chance. They just haven't had the ball yet. And it's a tough game to play without the ball. So restart at halfway. Waengapu Stallions chomping at the bit. 24 points to 0. Okay, and with a lot of flair. The tackling technique too, you're going to see improve and develop as time goes on. At the moment, with some, it's more of a strong grab, but no less forceful for that. 24 points to 0. See, this is some good rugby. Good hands, unselfish play. At halfway, they've scored 4 tries, kicked 2 conversions. Good rugby by YMP. Standard setter, and how about that for a great-hearted chase? So Waengapu Stallions, that's brilliant. Got back, recovered in defence, and the try-saving tackle and the penalty award by Mr. Les Thomas, the right man in the right place at the right time. Good call. No, one of my jobs is to make these games as entertaining as possible. We do our best for you. In the absence of names. So at the moment, 24 points to 0. Good tough rugby. Waengapu with the ball. There's boot to ball. And good stuff there too, again, to let that play. Let them play as much rugby as possible. Play on, says Les Thomas. Play on indeed. Waengapu with some momentum now, some continuity in their play. Thought a whistle, you know, and that's a good call too as well. You've got to stay on your feet and go through the gate. Tell you what, those things are easier said than done. Stay on your feet and go through the gate. It's a lot easier to say it than to do it. Rugby's a very complex game at times. Got to stay ahead of the curve. Okay, that's Les Thomas making it clear to YMP what happened. Okay, Waengapu. Again, as is generally the case with a few lady sports that I've seen, there's not a lot of mucking around. Teams play the game quickly, get things going as swiftly as possible. YMP have had the lion's share of possession in this game to date. Lead at the moment by 24 unanswered points. Now, full of running, they've lost the ball forward there. And they go, well, and I tell you what, no big pardons. There's nothing soft about this women's rugby. It's rough and tough. I love it. And as I said, while tackling techniques are developing, in the meantime, a gentle nudge here and there will have to suffice. 24-0. The skills levels of these players, you better believe by the end of the season, is going to be much sharper. We enjoyed the men's rugby here, and mentioning clubs who make their home here, Pirates is one of those clubs, and they had their first win yesterday against High School Old Boys. They came from 20-0 down and won 24-20, which is a little bit strange, but okay. Rere Moana Butler Tamatea, characteristic smile, holds the ball, goes towards contact, comes back from right to left, and is stopped at that stage, 24-0. Okay. Whistle blown there. Les Thomas having the facts pointed out to him. Waengapu Stallions a little unsure whether the ball's live or not. Seemed to happen very quickly. You can be overtaken by events. 24-0. See, the ladies were wondering there whether or not the ball was dead. And they've got pride in the line, Waengapu. That pass had to be close to going forward. And a good call there by referee Thomas, again keeping up with play. They're in position to judge the forward pass. And Waengapu with a really good, desperate effort at defence. Pride in the goal line, never mind the 24-0, wanting to stop every opposition ball carrier they can, and a good decision. Those sorts of things mean a lot to a team, and they mean a lot to a team which is trailing by a few points. The referee keeps up with play, that he makes the right call. I think that's wonderful, and something that's probably underestimated a little. On the field one behind me, Ray Noble in charge of that. Adair Tapuai, LRB Sports Harota, and Waengapu, by virtue of that forward pass, had the scrum feed, but now unfortunately have turned the ball over. Score at the moment 24-0, and these games are fast games. They happen at pace. There's lots of scoring, 4 tries, and very good tries. The potential for growth with this sport, women's rugby, is enormous. And it's not the only innovation rugby's making at the moment. I'm given to understand that one of the most popular grades nationwide is the under 85 kilogram grade. And you'd see armies of people flocking if that existed. Where it exists elsewhere in the country, it's extremely popular. YMP with clinical passing and strong finishing for 29 points to 0. Who was it? Well, YMP have been very, very strong. I think they won the big top of the table clash last weekend, 15-0. Went at it with Tapuai. Wasn't all one-way traffic, certainly, to deny Tapuai a try. Big event, that was the conversion attempt. Unsuccessful in that instance. 29-0, Les Thomas asks the question, are we playing quarters or thirds? This is the first break, and at the moment 29 points to 0. Tairawhiti Contractors, YMP, and those are names and those are firms worth supporting because they support women's rugby, and it is on the upsurge. Took off really, began, well not began, but the World Cup a couple of years ago and the big win at home. Tremendously popular, and to see Gisborne players involved, Poverty Bay players, as they've spilled lollies, and it happens. It can't be helped. At the moment, 29 points to 0. Hey, if you want a lolly badly enough, you'll eat it no matter where it's been. So 29 points to 0. And to see local names, to see names like Renee Holmes, to see the McMinimans, to see those players on that stage is marvellous. To think that we have internationals and players from this area playing international rugby is incredible. Now, they may be playing their representative rugby elsewhere, but you know their hearts will always be here. Les Thomas doing well to keep up. These guys will run you around. They've got skills. Throw the dummy, chip and chase, you name it, they can do it. And we have had a chance to see a little bit of secondary schools rugby. in the last little while, and there are players coming through. You better believe it. I see the youngsters, the young ladies over there at Waikirikiri Park sometimes on a Saturday morning playing in the boys' grade, and those young ladies provide leadership, and I'll tell you what, they can dish out a few orders as well if the guys need a hurry up. It's the under-13 open grade over there, and it is fantastic. We have seen talent, prodigies. I don't doubt that they're going to go further.
Is this half time?
They didn't. Hey, they didn't tell me how they were going to time it. Cara, are they playing quarters or thirds?
It's playing quarters. They just have a quick water break and then proper half-time break.
Tell you what, playing this game today in quarters, there's nothing wrong with innovating in the sport. I can remember a long time ago, as far as referees go, Johnny Whittle made the proposal actually. He and Royce Maynard were quite keen on refereeing with one referee on either side of halfway. The idea was that with the older referees, their knowledge is excellent and their enthusiasm and position is very good, but it's covering the metres that was a bit tougher, and that was an idea which wasn't taken up, but an example of people looking all the time to try and improve the game. And frankly, if you've got two guys who are very experienced that are willing to do that, I would be of a mind to listen, because Royce and Johnny were two certainly of the better referees that we've had here over the years. Great to have Royce back actually, returned from Australia, home sweet home. The grass was greener for a little while, and Royce Maynard is back, and we're very lucky to have him. So 29-0 at this first break. There's Thomas. Helps too with our referees these days are of the more experienced cast, and so to give them a break, allow them to conserve energy is sensible. Gisborne Oval, and I've seen nothing but perfect weather for these games at the Oval. The games have been played here this season. I think week 2 they played away, but it's rugby of an excellent standard. 29 points to 0. YMP and WAENGAPU Stallions. I love the names of some of these teams. WAENGAPU Stallions. Brilliant. Grace Kyle out there for YMP, and she's a very good sports person. Certainly a very good cricketer. T. Williams. These people, the captains and leading lights of these teams, are going to end up being as well known locally as any of the men's players, I would think. For a Trevor Crosby, there is a T. Williams doing a similar thing for rugby, playing the game at a high level. And I'm sure Trevor's brother Thomas, president of our Poverty Bay Rugby Union, going to be here to see these guys play at some stage. I tell you what, it's a treat. See them play as a treat. Here's Grace Kyle now. Good run down that sideline. And they are physical, which is, again, there are no shrinking violets out there. Very physical, strong rugby, good, solid play. YMP here now is Trish Anna. Good distributor. Fine player. WAENGAPU. And really, the only way to learn to tackle is to play the game. Whoa, there's something you don't see every day. Loose ball. Loose ball. Hey, I don't know about that. If that ball was thrown backwards and bounced forward, it's not forward. But never mind. Referee Thomas in position made the call. Rugby really is complicated though these days. My hands were pointing backwards. So many players. It was passed backwards, but the wind blew it forward. So it's not forward. These are some of the discussions that are had in modern rugby. And also, to be quite honest, with fewer players on the field, there's more space, more of an opportunity to run and beat a player and opposite one-on-one. So these are good things. See some strong runners out there. T. Williams is a good strong runner with the ball in hand. So is Monique Carmichael. Watch for her. Okay. The short hair, Manaya Mart. Okay, ball is loose. YMP with enthusiasm. Short of the line by about 10 metres. But not taking no for an answer. And now for 34 points to 0. You got to try and keep up. $34 points to 0. What people also have to take on board is the fact that player numbers and team numbers are going to grow. For those teams which would be short of the conventional 15, their numbers are going to grow. You sure? Sorry about that, guys. I was off on my Ben world, my own little world. It's 36 to 0 with the conversion. Everything but the rugby. So here on Rangai, 36 points to 0 with the conversion. YMP, you haven't seen the best of them yet. They get the ball in hand and some momentum, then you'll see something. As it is at the moment, it's YMP, and they've got superb hands. And the confidence is there, and why wouldn't it be there? Strong stuff, and that ball there has gone forward. YMP with a good tackle. Passed away a moment ago, I think it was Odell Grant. Play continues. Here's T. Williams with a hoist pass. And here come YMP for the first time with the ball in hand, showing what they can do. At the moment, trailing by 36 points. Oh, this is brilliant stuff. Can they make the corner? They've made the corner. 36 points to 5, or 5 to 36. YMP are on the board in the right corner. And you know what? That's really the first time they've had a chance to run with the ball in hand. And first time they get the ball in hand, what do? They go through the hands with momentum established, not phase after phase. Sometimes that can try the patience. It's ball in hand and through the hands. And a very good finish. So that's a wonderful thing. YMP go home with a try. You guys get one? Yes, we did. Brilliant. Second quarter. Obviously, as you can understand, the conversion there a bit tough to make. 36 points to 5 from the corner. That's asking a bit much. 36 points to 5. But exciting stuff here. Promised you that you'd see action. And people at home watching this on Rangai Live on YouTube saying, well, we've turned the game on at 1 o'clock. Where's the action? Here's the action. So you've already seen 6 tries on one side, 1 on the other, 7 very good rugby tries. Now Les Thomas with a shoelace problem. Shortly to resolve. Tell you what, it's a long way down. I know the feeling. Believe me, I know. 36-5, 31 points between them, but a try. Last try, YMP. 36-5. Now covering space there too. See, this is what you can do when you've got fewer players. Space opens up. YMP getting back there in defence. Mart's waiting for the ball. Manai waiting for the ball on the inside. T. Williams, popular player. Well, look at that. A fend and a spin. A fend, a spin. Good strong stuff again. YMP, I love it. They're feisty. They're strong with the ball in hand. Manaya had it. Brilliant to see these guys out there doing something very special for women's rugby, a regular club competition. It's what they've needed since ever, frankly. Okay, excellent hands. And then Moana Butler Tamatea down the sideline. There with a fend. Manaya comes back to make the tackle. Good coverage. You're seeing good hands under the high ball. Good positional play in this ladies' rugby. And some good tough tackling as well. And also determined with the ball in hand. The ball carriers have been determined and impressive. This has been an excellent morning. And Maurice, I think, Sarah Maurice. And so that there for 41 to 5, 41-5. And also, if you want a conversion to sit, that's the place to score it, under the crossbar. And the oval, as a ground, has been better appreciated this season. It's had to handle representative traffic with Poverty Bay versus East Coast on King's birthday weekend. That was a great occasion. And off the top of my head, I've almost got a suggestion, and that is how brilliant it would be to have a ladies' match as a curtain raiser for these men's representative fixtures here. I don't know who to organise it, I don't know what form it would take, but I think it would be very popular. Only an idea sown for the future. Wonderful fixture. The official birthday, 76th of His Majesty King Charles III, and Waengapu with some good tackles, some good spot tackles. And willing to run, here's Clendon. And Clendon is marvellous. Absolutely marvellous. I hope people appreciate what they get to see here, because these guys can play very, very good rugby. Going to take the conversion. Tell you what, they give these assistant referees the run around. Yeah, and that's an act of kindness to convert that way. Keep these guys honest, our officials. And that's a Minty's moment. So now, if I'm correct, I think that's 46 points to 5. 46 points to 5. Enjoyable, good quality rugby, but the game can never be so serious a person can't smile, and that's what it is. Okay, there's the restart of play. That's going to go 10 metres. It's gone 10 metres. It's fine. And Waengapu have the ball back there. And very good chase. No law that says it has to carry 10 metres on the full. Well, they're wondering if the ball was dead. I don't think Les blew his whistle. Here's T. Williams. And look at the strong running style. I love it. So Waengapu Stallions looking very positive and looking constructive with the ball in hand. When they've had the ball, they've been strong enough. And YMP on their way to making it 51 points to 5. You don't want to throw a forward pass at this point, believe me. Okay, 46 points to 5 becomes 51 points to 5 with the scoring of the try. I must admit, that's a very unselfish play. I can remember a game many years ago, High School Old Boys Pirates. High School Old Boys won the game 160 points to 12, and I think there were only 2 players who didn't get on the score sheet that day, and I think Granger Hakel might have been one of them, and he ran just about the length of the field. Somebody had scored 4 tries and threw him the dummy. Give me a break. It was 160 to 12 and wouldn't give him the ball. Oh, boy. There at the moment. 48-5. If you're going to make rugby work, you've got to have a lot of help, a lot of people.
53.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay. 53-5. I tell you what, sometimes it's hard to keep up. This has been excellent rugby. 53. Waengapu Stallions and YMP. If you're out there, you'd better be ready to go. 53 points to 5. So the half century up. That's good stuff. Kamoi, Amiva. Neva. It's just a matter of making one-on-one, making first-up tackles here. Obviously, when you've got experience, when you've got wise heads, that's going to rub off. The more these guys play together, the better they're going to get. As I said, you've got Trish Hinner and T. Williams out there, T with Waengapu. Encouraging the youngsters around them. They stay in the game. Going to be good for rugby. All rugby. Okay. That's a solid tackle there. That was Aria going to ground hard. And it is tough rugby. That's Shelley Rangihuna. Rangihuna pursued by a couple of defenders, but they've decided to let her go. It's 53-5, and that there for 58-5. 58 points to 5. But again, the try hasn't been scored until it's been scored. You chase that player to the end. So 58 points to 5. The conversion attempt is a little grubber, so it's 58 points to 5 at the halftime break. And at the moment, it's 58 points to 5 in favour of YMP. Entertaining stuff. Quality rugby. 58 points to 5. And for Waengapu, obviously, a learning curve of sorts, but that's what all of these teams are trying to do. That's what these players are trying to achieve. Gain more knowledge of the game, experience in the game. Improve their ability to play the game with that experience. Here on Rangai, we too developing some excellent cameramen and one very good commentator that I work with every so often in Tobias Horsfield. They are all on the improve. And the involvement of Rangai has been a tremendously positive thing for rugby in the last little while. A chance for local people to see their heroes, their stars of today and tomorrow, thinking about the future as well. Everybody loves rugby. And if you can't get to the game, you can see it. You can hear it, such as it is. 58-5. Lots of tries have been scored. Lots of hard tackles made. Some breaks made. Some fence put on. Shali Rangihuna, score of that last try. Excellent try. Enjoyable. And as we mentioned, the men's premieres, Senior 1 rugby yesterday. Great game of Senior 1 rugby out there at Paddy's Park. The visitors, Wairoa Athletic, coming up trumps. Exciting stuff indeed. And scores to hand from round 9 of that Civil Project Solutions Premier Rugby OBM, 18-15. Ngarapa scored a try right on full time, but OBM winners there. They came from 8-10 down at half time from memory. East Coast Farm Vets, Young Māori Party, defending champions of the last 2 years, 36-10 over GT Shearing Waikohu, out there at Te Karaka Domain. And 24-20, Pirates coming from 20-0 down to beat High School Old Boys and claim their first win of the season. A magic moment for Anthony Kiwara, whose team picked up a win last year and have now picked up a win this year. And he is a young coach who is working very hard. Their home ground is the field behind me, Gisborne Oval number 1. And they got a result. Now, in terms of Senior 1 rugby, of course, only the one game played yesterday. Wairoa Athletic and Matafero, Harvest Transport, Ngarapa. Gisborne Boys High School results away. We have those two for you from the Super 8. Those have been brought to us. Very grateful that the coaches did, in fact, get back to us. And those results, first 15 rugby, Rotorua beat Gisborne 12-10. Second 15, it was Rotorua 51-12. Under 15s, it was 53-23 to Rotorua. And under 14s, 30-17. So a very close game. The first 15 game yesterday at Rotorua Boys High School, and very positive signs. A loss is a loss, no excuses. They played 3 and lost 3 this year's first 15, but they were within 2 points of Rotorua, who historically have been some of their toughest opponents. I suppose in a sense you probably, you wonder what might have been, because when you're within 2 points of the opposition, you probably want to get home when you're only 2 points away. Waengapu trailing at the moment 5-58, but they're up here against the creme de la creme of Women's rugby as it stands. Tairawhiti contractors YMP. Young Māori party. Te Awa Clendon, it's been a treat watching her in the first half. The pace, the step, the power. These are some fantastic players. Boy, enough to make your voice break. 58 points to 5. And sun smiling here on the Gisborne Oval. This is really the event on a Sunday. I have had it said to me before that this women's rugby on a Sunday is something to look forward to in the way that Gisborne City playing in the National League was here so many years ago under Mr. Fallon. Tell you what, that's high praise. And that's coming from old heads. So the restart has travelled 10 metres, and WAENGAPU Stallions have started in the most positive way. Excellent, hard rugby from the Stallions. It's a long trip, good presentation. Wow, that's wonderful rugby. Stallions have made a good start. They've turned the ball over here now, though. YMP were quick to swoop. Don't make a mistake against YMP. Remember, their men's team, two-time champions. And it could well come down to YMP and Kahu Scaffolding Tapawai unbeaten. With a bye, of course, they haven't played 9 straight weeks, but many teams have seen more than enough of Tapawai in the men's competition. WAENGAPU Stallions with some capable individuals trying to develop some team pattern and getting there. Good tackle there by Trish. She ain't easily budged. High standard of rugby. Real learning curve, as I said. And one of the neat things, I think, is that if these guys get a chance to catch up afterwards, the chance for somebody like Trish to get alongside, not just her own players, but the opposition and say, hey, this was great, you guys did this. And that would mean the world. Honestly, the world. Someone like that that's won the World Cup. Some very good people involved in local rugby. Here on Oval 2, it's in good nick. It's had a lot of rugby played on it, don't forget. It's had to have with the park out. That's going to be a special day. One sunny day. Get back to Rugby Park. Hit our box again in that ladder. Oh, I'm not looking forward to it. 58 points to 5. Gillies Electrical and Heat Pumps, named sponsors of this women's competition, led at the moment by Young Māori Party. And WAENGAPU Stallions now asking a few questions. Clendon there in brilliant position, recovering in defence. From halfway now, changes pace, changes tack, changes course, gets away again, and that's wonderful. It really is wonderful. Magnificent balance, probably the first thing you'd pick up there. The swerve. I think that's incredible. That for 63 points to 5. They're a bit spare on praise around here a lot of the time. They're not easily impressed, but that's pretty good. Did you get that one? 63-5. That's one to doff your cap to, that try. Did that from halfway, weaved her way between at least 4 players. And talking to the referees too that I've spoken to, they've enjoyed this competition. You had these teams, yes, there are some good players in that team. Are you getting to know who they are? Yes, I am. Certainly I'm seeing their heels most of the time because these guys are tremendous in general play. Thrilling stuff. WAENGAPU, remember the positive start they made to the second half. Ball may roll dead. No, it doesn't roll dead. YMP run the ball back. They have flair, and that club, if you play for that club, that team, then you would play with flair. What about that, Clendon? Hina. Ball goes loose. I think one of the players may have pulled up lame here. Could be a knee or an ankle or something, a leg injury. There was no tackle made. Player just lost their footing. That can happen. Player is now getting to that person's feet. Okay, Rehana Wiley, and there's a guy that's made a mighty contribution over the years to YMP, and one of the toughest hombres in a black and white shirt in the midfield. I can remember he and Dwayne He were not easy to go through. As a matter of fact, never mind not easy, no one could go through those guys. Ray Wiley, a lot to do with junior rugby development, young players, the next generation. You know, so, the kind of person that's involved with the game to give back to the game rather than take. Good guy like that, Rehana Wiley. His generation, it doesn't surprise me. They had a number of guys that did a ton for rugby. Out comes Moitaso, and it was Trish, unfortunately. It's obviously a leg. I've got no idea what happened, but certainly she's a loss. Well, is she in fact leaving? Yes, she is leaving the field. Played her part in what to date has been an excellent game of rugby. And to be honest, share a couple of insights with the public that may not know. I get a chance to speak to these players from time to time, and the pride that they have, not in their own game, but in the young players that they work with, and the horizon for rugby is quite stirring. She sees the next generation, the likes of Renee Holmes, and puts some of her achievements in context. These guys can aspire to that. That's realistic. Yes, they can. There is a national competition that they can play in. There's a national team whose games are now screened live and with a good build-up. So we as New Zealanders get to enjoy what they do. Get along to see it, experience it. YMP Stallions, they have a try. No one can take that away from them. They've come here today and they've put one in the corner. So Trish Henna, I hope she's okay. She was able to leave the field unassisted. Rugby League, list of achievements, galaxy full of achievements. YMP Stallions, and able to run. Odell Grant, she has the what is commonly referred to as a mullet haircut. She there was thinking about picking that ball up, but thought better of it. YMP Stallions, physical team, where they can be. They just need the ball. They haven't had a lot of ball. And YMP have made excellent use of the ball that they've had. When they've had it, they haven't stood around, you know, bereft of ideas. Immediately they've turned and carried the ball back quickly and hard. And the support play, the quality and standard of the support play has been good. The spacing of players, the length of passes, been very good. Tiawa Clendon has had a special game today. And you're not going to forget what you've seen. The last try that she scored was an unforgettable try. Got to be better than sitting at home eating bonbons. Come here to this rugby. Okay, YMP Stallions with their fierce determination to keep the ball alive. Penalty now, YMP. There's Thomas, lays the law down. And the Stallions have one try. And the Stallions have two. So what that proves is that first try was no fluke. And that these guys can attack, they can make good use of penalty advantage. Whistle blown by referee Thomas. For 63-10, conversion to come. 63-10. So now another small milestone for YMP. They've hit double figures. So these are the little things you can take from a game. Not all about the numbers, it's about the way that you play for sure, but to have 10 points on the board and a conversion, And back off the upright. Well, 63-12. 63-12. Looked as if it might be drifting wide to the left, but that's what the post is for. So 63 points to 12. Les Thomas, I'll tell you what, you talk to Les Thomas after this game, ask him whether or not he enjoyed it. He'll say, I loved it. I enjoyed it more than Saturday. Well, no, he wouldn't. He better not say that, but he'd say he enjoyed it at least as much as Saturday's rugby. The players have been respectful. You can have some fun with somebody like Les. Day has been a success. That's the truth of it. 63-12. The restart. Went 10 metres, man, that's a genius that can do that. Ball sent 10 metres and then bounce back towards you. Must be a way to do it. They swing you around here at the Oval. YMP want the ball. They want what Waengapu have. The Stallions, for the last try. T. Williams, she's strong, you know. Waengapu Stallions are willing and brave, and they have 2 tries. And they have some strong players who, with a little more ball, at the other end of the park, you never know what they could come up with. Some tough defence from Waengapu Stallions. At Shamise, penalty the way of YMP. This game hasn't had too many penalties. It's flowed much as it could. That's a Ria. Ria being pursued, kept wide of the posts. Okay. And now scores for 68 points to 12. Also quite clever play. Quite clever play for Waengapu there to keep the try scorer wide, make it harder for them to kick the conversion. So there is a point to chasing somebody to the ends of the earth. 68 points to 12. A good day to get out, to be active. A lot of the drive is about being active, getting up, moving. We could all do with that. Look at these guys getting out there, Grace Kyle and company. They were off the field, now they're back on. Edimoana Butler Tamatea, number 8, going back onto the field. (68-12). And this again with the mass changeover is a good thing. It allows players to recharge, gain experience, also taking some coaching tips, enjoy viewing the rugby as well as being part of it, playing it. Well, you are part of it if you're playing it, and if you're viewing it, frankly. I think the effort to have a local competition is a very important, necessary one. It's been up and running, I think, for at least a couple of years. It's not a new thing, but it really seems to have blossomed this year. Here's Grace Kyle. She's got good hands, good skills by our tall Grace. To ground, it took a couple of tacklers to stop her. Good play. Last try scored by Ria for young Māori party. And with ball in hand, here's Grace again running across the ground. She straightened up, tried to get a pass away. T. Williams there. What a lion-hearted effort from the captain. That is something to be pretty proud of. Get across there and cover defence. Get a hand in the passing lane. Brilliant. Way to set an example. Play the game with a passion. Can only be a good thing for rugby, this growing popularity of women's rugby, because it draws families to rugby. Of course, they've always come to rugby when dad or whoever was playing, but if Mum or Auntie is playing or a partner is playing, then everybody's going to get along and support it. And at the moment, 68-12. Seen some tries and a half here and some good tackles. And I'm not going to forget Te Tairāwhiti running with the ball here. WAENGAPU Stallions with some determined running, ball in hand. There's the captain again. T. Williams was dispossessed of the ball, but it never went forward. So WAENGAPU continue. WAENGAPU, ball in hand, enjoying a purple patch with the ball in hand. They've had some possession. So often when you're starved of possession, it's easy for heads to drop. But that hasn't been the case, and WAENGAPU for the corner. Turn the ball over. Grace Kyle has the ball. She straightens up again. She has players outside her. Nice pass. Beautifully timed, that pass. Bartlett Tamatea has the ball, bumps one off, bumps another off, gets going again. Rere Moana, Bartlett Tamatea ferociously down the sideline here. 5 metres off the touchline. Rere Moana, Bartlett Tamatea with a magic moment. The upraised fist of why not? Why not? She's enjoying herself. That's a brilliant try. She had a lot to do, going more than, what, 60, 70 metres? Having to beat a couple of pretty tough tacklers to do it, and scoring under the crossbar for 73 points to 12. That was a lot of fun. Okay, conversion waved away there by Les. And that's our break there for a 3/4 time, I think. Is that the break for 3/4 time? Yes, it is. I wondered about that. I heard the whistle, but the whistle wasn't for the conversion being made. It was for the break in play. Tell you what, I know a lot of guys, and I mean this, that wouldn't mind a game where there were breaks in between. 73 points to 12. The standard of the rugby here, I can't speak to what's happening on field 1, but no doubt it's a very good game, Tapua and Hirota. But the game that I'm looking at has had it all. And WAENGAPU Stallions, they've played with a lot of determination. They've chased on runaway tries, drag people down, keep try scorers wide. That's good rugby. That's good rugby IQ. Not let the opposition have an easy kick at goal. Try to defend as hard as you can. Keep the score down. And the Stallions, by the end of it, these 4 teams are playing, and their standard is better at the end of the season than it was on opening day, then that's a win. That was unbelievable, the crowd attendance here and the atmosphere on day 1. The trophy was out, was put on display, something tangible, something for these guys to look at. Okay, that's what we're playing for. And the referees have been very good. I've got to tell you, they've been punctual. They've been consistent with their decisions. They've been very good. They understand that there's a certain balance between refereeing and communicating, not coaching. You don't coach players. You mean the physical time?
Like that game.
The game time? This was 3/4 time. So this is the 4th quarter.
So 45.
It's 45. I'm scoring at 44.
When I say physical time, I thought you meant time of day. I've got no idea. Les Thomas, it's good to get out on a Sunday, although it's just chilling up. I'll tell you what, you talk about servants of rugby. Who did I see? First guy I saw when I hopped out of the car this morning. We got here. Herb Barbara, manager of OBM. What was he doing? Cleaning out the dressing rooms. You know, what people put into what you get is directly proportional to what you put in. And the involvement, the value, the relationships on and off the field, wonderful stuff. Score at the moment 73 to 12. 73 to a young Māori party. Here is Te Tairāwhiti again. Look at her accelerate here and change direction. And what a sparkle to start the 4th quarter, the last quarter, and Te Tairāwhiti again and steps back off the left foot. She's, man, I like the idea of, I tell you what, I like the idea of seeing the Poverty Bay women's rugby team play this year, and I like the idea of maybe her being in it, because believe me, they could give some of these opposition teams a rattle. Man, will they. 78. 78 points to 12. Her acceleration and stepping back off the left foot, not just once at the 10-metre mark short of halfway, but just into the 22. That is some skill that, boy. No, we're very lucky that in case of referee Thomas would always remember to blow his whistle and raise the hand. 78-12. Long restart from YMP. Remember, they're playing with the wind. This is a rear getting back in good position. Ball bounces out. Okay, that's gone forward there. Going to be a YMP scrum. Looking to counter-attack. That's the spirit of these games, the spirit in which these games have been played, an adventurous spirit. Play open rugby. And if you appreciate running rugby, you'll appreciate what you've seen here today from both these teams, not just YMP, but also from Waengapu. And they look, to be honest with you, they've looked very dangerous every time they've had the ball. It's just that they haven't had much ball. Okay, and ball is loose. Waengapu have it again. They've got some strong players. Kami, Neva. Close to getting one in the corner. And here they go again. Edimwana Bala Tamati. She'll get there. Never mind the crowd, she'll get there. She's going to step back off her left foot and gets a pass off. Talk about unselfish play. And the WAENGAPU Stallions tried for the intercept there. He played advantage there, referee Thomas. There's the upraised hand. There's the whistle. Let him want a Butler Tamatir, unselfish play. Try scored for 83 points to 12. Crowd cheering for Edimwana. She made that good run. But sometimes you've scored a few tries. It can be a tiring exercise. 83-12. Conversion attempt to come. An excellent effort. She's played a good game today, Edimwana Butler Tamatir. She's played very well. Okay, the conversion attempt is unsuccessful. So it's 83-12. 83-12. And of course, in this kind of rugby, you can take more than one break. Something you'd be grateful for. 83-12. Dolly Dudu out there wears 12. 22 Morgan Devlin. And they're in number 22. And these players are in a very real sense senior players that the next generation can follow. We look forward to playing with. YMP Stallions. Ball bouncing, seems to be Ria here, running back towards halfway. Made a strong run within 5 or 6 minutes halfway. T. Williams there with a fend. And she's carrying the team. That's good, solid stuff by the captain. Don't ask of your players more than you do yourself. Ferocious stuff. It was Odell. 83-12. 71-point game. 71 points in it. Think of the numbers over the years. What you can see is teams coming with larger lineups, that is bigger squads, but also more teams. A couple of games, the interest is there and these teams are looked after. You end up with 6 teams, you end up with 3 games. The more the merrier in terms of players and the teams. Good strong stuff here. YMP, their defence is picked up. Their defence at close quarters is good. It's just catching up with the likes of Grace Kyle. They're caught in a very good tackle. She wasn't held, so laid the ball back. Play continues. And they've got some pace. A question about that there in the 1. Sarah Morris. A way to score. 88. 88-12. Conversion can be ruled in by Bruce Armai. Talk about a contributor to the community and a good man for rugby. That's him. His boy Eli. Said prefect, that's wonderful stuff there by Morris. What she'd actually done was, I think she'd literally dropped the ball and then managed to get boot the ball before it went over. That's good enough. That's good enough. So that becomes 90. 90-12 is an imposing scoreline. And again, there's no need for a mercy rule or anything like that. These guys are loving their rugby. They're having a lot of fun. YMP's been very good. There's the leg trap. Well, oh, this is interesting here. It's ruled a knock on. Well, I think generally Les has had a very good game. The ruling is well, if the ruling was forward pass, that's a scrum. He's awarded a penalty there, Les. Mind you, that's why he's where he is, and that's why we are where we are. Penalty was given, and YMP Stallions retain possession here. Okay, another penalty award here by referee Thomas. Of course, as a defender, you don't have to go back further than the goal line. So that thing about being back 10 metres, if they're within 10 metres of the goal line already, they don't have to go back any further. And the Stallions have 2 tries on the books. And now they have 3. So 90 points to 17, 90-17. There's no conversion on the previous try. So 3 tries. I must ask, in the interest of educating myself later on, querying referee Thomas about what the story was of that penalty that led up to that last try, only because I myself don't understand it. That's all. So nothing new. 90 points to 17. So 3 YMP tries. Another conversion. Okay, waved away there. So it stays 90-17. 90-17 and action-packed rugby today. I tell you what I'm grateful for, to be honest. We have a sporty application which allows us to check the scores and go through them later on, which I am very grateful for, to be honest. A scoreline like this, to ask people, do you remember who scored the 3rd try, would be hard work. So we are very lucky and very grateful to have the application to pick up the scores. Okay, the restart is off. Well, it hasn't gone 10, it's gone 4. Will YMP play at the ball? They're entitled to play at the ball, YMP. Scrum at halfway. Well, hang on.
Should I get these 2 teams?
Yes.
Okay, they're going to retake the restart. Referee Thomas said headed for halfway and a set of scrum, but okay, that's now travelled 10 metres. YMP Stallions giving chase, and with the ball in hand, breaking some tackles. Nice hands. Some of these ladies, you can tell, also have a rugby league background, I don't doubt for a minute, as well as rugby. Okay, YMP Stallions. Good, strong, heavy stuff. Micah Perot to ground, and look at the competitive nature of these ladies out there after that ball. Mouth guard, lost and found. 19-17. That was Zia ridding herself of her headgear. Rugby, there may come a day when all players have to wear headgear, but that day has not yet come. Ria, she's played an energetic game. These ladies too have played very good quality rugby in the right spirit. Scrum achieved, set and won. The last few minutes of this game, and the hands have been very good from YMP. They're a team which is superbly skilled. They're quick. They look there for the inside hit, but the WAENGAPU Stallions have not let them get away. They haven't given them an inch. They haven't given an inch, and they've won a penalty there from referee Thomas. That's what they do. They get out there, they tackle, you pick yourself up, you chase, you tackle, you get up and you tackle. That's exactly what they've done. It doesn't matter whether the score is 12-10 or 90-17. As long as you're out there, you go hard. Oh, and the ball is intercepted, the intercept try.
Who's that?
That's just quick thinking. It's just a sharp player taking advantage of the situation. Morgan Devlin. Nice hands. So now 95-17. 95-17. I like that from T. Williams. She says, get up with me, and the captain setting the best example imaginable, being first right up to halfway. And that means something. Players notice things like that. They'll get up and go again. Players will fasten their headgear again. Conversion attempt unsuccessful. That attitude from the YMP Stallions captain is commendable. It really is. To have the enthusiasm to get back up to halfway, you never know, they may have another try in them. You can't know that. As long as there's time left and you're still breathing, you're a chance. 95-17. Certainly some strong restarts. That there. Just cleaned in again from the back, from deep. Tremendous pace. There another left foot set. Lovely hands. The skills are remarkable. Not so remarkable. You've seen a very good level of skill all afternoon. And somehow YMP, excellent stuff, have managed to stay in the field of play. That took some doing. Here's Zia again, spinning away from a would-be tackler, going to ground, playing the game hard to the end. That's Polly Rudu. Polly Rudu away, and might score a popular try. They're coming for Polly Rudu, but she will get home. She'll get home. She almost, what happened there? Did she hit the post or what? She scored a try for the 100. So that's 100-17. Les Thomas blows the whistle, 100-17. I'll take the shot or no. Referee's blown the whistle. Something normally reserved for full time. So that's 100 points to 17. Polly Rudu with a fantastic try to finish. Her support play was rewarded. Showed real determination to get away and score. Excellent finish. So here, the Gillies Electrical and Heat Pumps week 4 of women's rugby here. A resounding success on field 2. 100 points to 17. No conversion taken at the end of the game. YMP certainly deserving winners and played champagne rugby. It's got to be said. Played with a lot of flair and the game at pace, and their energy and enthusiasm never wavered. Nor also YMP Stallions under T. Williams, the captain. I'm going to remember the fact that she got back up to halfway for the restart, and she was the first there. Great attitude. And that's what we've seen here today. Tiawa Clendon had a great game. Trish Hina, unfortunate to see her have to leave the field with injury, but she certainly has a presence. She always has had a presence, and frankly, she always will. We look forward to seeing you all next Sunday.